Okay, hello! Two things to cover. Firstly, let me just think about it. Yeah, firstly, it's Sharky put a question to me the other day. Basically, in the event that the power grid worldwide went off, just one night, doof, no power anywhere for anything. And under the hypothetical situation that I should have to leave wherever I am suddenly, say my equipment is where I am, but I have to leave in a hurry. So I'll put it to you like this: because of the power outage, for some reason every boiler in every home is starting to go off, which would cause me to have to leave my home, which would mean leaving my equipment. That's a fair enough conclusion. In the time I have before that boiler goes thermonuclear in the middle of the building, I have only the time to pick up one item as I leave. Now, I'd like to think I'd be prepared enough that I'd have more time than just one item, but never mind. But I said, for the sake of myself, it has to be my axe that I'd take. And now a lot of you are wondering, well, why would you take your axe? You've obviously got other equipment like knives and swords and guns and crossbows and bows. Why would the axe be your first choice? Why would you take an axe? And the answer is quite simple. I'm quite handy with an axe. The axe can be used to chop down trees to make a new shelter. The axe can be used as part of a flint and steel sort of thing. You know, the possibilities are endless with an axe, because it can do all the jobs a knife can do, except you're not going to lose your edge, because obviously an axe doesn't have such a fine edge, because it's not used for such fine work. But provided you can find a whetstone, you can always sharpen it up to have a fine edge. Ideally you'd have a two-headed axe, which would have one fine edge, one not. Of course, this is all theoretical and spectacle, so it is null and void, because, well, in the event I had to bug out, as it's known, I always keep a bag prepared for shit hitters to the fan. And yeah, so I'd probably grab that, because that'd normally have my axe and a load of other stuff in it. But that's just the kind of person I am. Paranoid! Think bike. Thank you, sir, for thinking bike. Bike aware, think bike. Are you bike aware? No, I'm just riding one. Anyway, so yeah, there's Sharky's little bit. I'd probably take my axe. If one item I could grab, it'd be my axe. One tool. Although I consider my bag to be a tool. So that's... yeah, okay, there you go. There's a little bit of an explanation. On to embarrassing stories. Yes. We're going to cover a period in my life where I did some things for reasons... well, I did them for a very good reason, but it didn't work out on my behalf. Number one, story number one, the time I had a luminous red testicles. Okay, so many moons ago in my relationship, I decided to spruce myself up for my partner. You know, it's not pleasant having to sift your way through a mountain of hairs in the crotch area. So, you know, I decided to do something nice for her. I just spruce myself up a little bit and, you know, get rid of that excess hair. Now, I tried shaving many years ago and I hurt myself. I ended up, like, nicking the, without getting into too much detail, the underside of my scrotum. I nicked myself with a razor blade. Put the blade straight into my nuts. Well, my nutsack. Cut it quite badly, actually, because I wasn't being careful, I wasn't watching what I was doing, and I ended up just sticking the blade in. lesson learned, I thought. Not do it with a razor blade again. I don't trust electric trimmers because they just take hair out by pulling it and shit. So I decided to get some of that bikini removal cream stuff. Basically it removes hair along your bikini line, and I thought, well, you know, it says that a woman can't use it because her genitalia are internal and are thus, you know, it's not good to use near your genitals. I thought, well, I shouldn't be susceptible to that because it's all just outer skin. There's no sensitive soft skin or anything, or so I thought. So of course I get a packet of this cream stuff, mix it up, head up to the bathroom where I smother it all over my genitals and scrotum. Now obviously waiting for the period that you have to wait for, which is like 10 minutes. I gave it about 11 just to be sure, because let's face it, it was removing a couple of years worth of growth. That shit don't come out lightly. So initial results, it was great. Did exactly what it said on the packet. I used a little plastic spatula, if you will, to scrape away at the years worth of growth, and it came off. Did it into the sink, cleaned the sink afterwards of course, and yep, hair removed. Looked like baby's bottom. Well no, looked like baby's penis, because I have a small one. But no, it did the job. So completely clean, no hair anywhere I didn't want it, so I was like, that is perfect, brilliant. Fast forward 10 minutes to me sitting downstairs in front of a fan on the deck in just a towel because my bollocks were on fire. So I exposed the affected area to the girlfriend, obviously, to take in account what had happened to them, because I hadn't had the heart or the strength to look on account of the fact they were hurting so much. So the missus obviously unsheaths me and sees what has happened. Now she then just looked back at me with a mix of horror and laughter, which is strange. A strange look to receive, especially when someone's looking at your genitals. So anyway, I take a good look down at them, and there they are in all their luminescence of red. And I'm talking like really red. That red you get when you're so cold from riding and your skin's stinging. It was that red, but it was on my balls, and they were burning and they were stinging, and it was horrible. So a lesson to everyone here: bikini cream, genitalia, no, just no. That's all I'll say to you good people, no. Obviously, if any of you have tried this little trick and have found the same result as me, post in the comments. I don't mind sharing embarrassing stories about myself. I'm a dick. Plus I'm very unlucky. I just do shit wrong all the time.